Hello, welcome back to my channel, Appealing Book Reviews. Today we will be doing a part 2 to the wonders of the weather. Okay, now we're talking about the lightning. When lightning strikes, one of the safest place to be is in a car with the windows up, with the windows rolled up. The electricity will flow through the car metal into the ground. The most dangerous place out is to be with a storm and lightning is to be outside, outdoors, like an open ground with water. That's the most dangerous place to be, but the more safest place is to be in a car. Indoors, stay away from plumbing and electricity wires and phone lines. People have been killed by lightning in the shower and the bathtub while talking on the phone. Don't don't hide under a tree during a thunderstorm. Lightning splits the tree in two. Did you know if you count the seconds between when you see flash or hear thunder that divides by 5, you'll know about how many miles away the lightning struck. If you see lightning but don't hear the thunder or lightning is more than 20 miles away. If you can hear the thunder, take shelter. If someone tells you lightnings never strike twice in the same place, don't believe it. Lightning is which always follows easily, more direct route. It has been proven to strike the same object more than once. Whether you call them tornadoes, twisters, or whirlwind, they pack with the strongest winds on earth. With the winds, you can whirl faster than 300 miles per hour. The tornadoes are flattening and building an entire town in a second. Tornadoes often form with thunderstorms, powerful, warm, wet updraft come close to unusual strong century downdraft. If the same time the wind is hitting the top of the storm, the clouds are blowing in a different direction from the wind below, and the storm system starts the routes. It turns slowly at first, then fast and fast. Warm and cold air currently interacts. I just want to take the time to show you guys a picture of the twisters of downdrafts and downward bundle updrafts and spinning air like a twister. I just want to show you guys this picture of a twister. I wanted to show you guys this. The thundercloud of a tornado travels with the storm cloud at an average speed of 30 to 40 miles per hour. The thunder can be anywhere from 50 feet mile wide, damage areas just in a few yards wide, to 100 miles long. Most tornadoes last at least 15 minutes. Now we have a Q&A. What was the world's deadliest tornado? And the Trial State tornado on March the 18th, 1925. It lasted for 3.5 hours, cutting path at 219 miles long across Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. It killed 695 people, injured 1,980 people. It left 11,000 people homeless. The period of April the 3rd and 4th in 1974 holds the world record for the most tornado in 24 hours, 148. The so-called super outbreak raked more than 600 square miles in the United States and Canada, killing 315 people and causing 500 million in damages. Many people believe that opening windows will keep a house from exploding in a tornado. but recent studies have proven that the idea is false and is a force of tornado winds that will destroy a house, not unequal air pressure. Okay, now we have a Q&A. What is the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning? A tornado watch conditions across the board area are favorable for the tornado to develop, so stay tuned to the weather progress to be prepared to shelter. Tornado warning: tornado has been spotted in a local, seek shelter. Now it talks a little about the dust devils, are whirlwind that caused by intense heating dry ground, usually in the desert area. It just talks about the dust whirlwind. Little information on that. Hurricanes are huge storms born in tropical waters. Thunderstorms are often developed over the tropical ocean. When conditions are right, several storms cluster and forming a vast spiral that we see in the satellite photo of a spiral wind reaching its speed at 74 miles per hour. For a hurricane to form, four conditions must exist: the ocean water that is at least 80 0F and 27 C, an unstable air with the right mix of high and low pressure, strong winds, high and upper, that push smaller thunderstorms into an ever-tightening spiral unto the storms that twirls around the century eye, the winds of 74 miles per hour faster. And here's a picture of the formation of a hurricane, and the air in the eye is at the bottom. If you look at the cloud, it has where it says the eye, and this is the formation of the hurricane. Did you know a hurricane season runs from early summer to late fall? Hurricane Elma, which hit Florida on June 9, 1966, holds the U.S. record for the season earliest, season latest, which was not named, that hit Florida November the 30th, 1925. It also talks about in this book the Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans was a major damage coastal regions, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and made Katrina the costliest of a natural disaster in U.S. history. Now we're reviewing over blizzards and storms. True blizzards occur less often than other typical storms, and National Weather Service defines blizzards as a snowstorm, which the winds are at least 35 miles per hour, temperature below 20 and 4, the visible less than quarter a mile. Some people say that real blizzards occur in a century. It's not true, but blizzards, whether they demand high winds or low temperature and clouds conditions, bring heavy snowfall. Blizzards occur most often inland, winter and early spring. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys a picture inside the book, the wonders of the weather of like a blizzard, snow in. So it has a question: what is a whiteout? When a blizzard combine in low clouds that cover falling snow that makes it impossible to see, then a feet or even an inch ahead. People who have been caught in a whiteout says that they couldn't tell the difference between the ground and the sky, and this is dangerous, especially for drivers and skiers and the mountain climbers. How clouds are formed: when the sunlight heats the ocean, the lakes and the rivers, and some of the water evaporates and changes from liquid to gas. It's called the water vapor. As the water air holds the vapor, it rises into the atmosphere and it cools. It cools. Air cannot hold as much water vapor and warm air vapor. It changes it changes and go back into liquid form into tiny water droplets and form dust particles. As they hang into the air, it forms a cloud. A cloud is born. Did you know on the average there are 40 trillion gallons of water in the atmosphere over the US alone? This includes the vapor in the air and the water droplets and ice crystals in the clouds. It also talks about the air inside your lungs that warms the body and heat the full water vapor. When you exhale, and it's cold on a cold day, that vapors that hit the cold air outside. Oh, I just wanted to show with you guys a couple of pictures where they're talking about the different kinds of clouds and the name of them and what they call them. And it has it on this picture of the different clouds and the different different names they were giving them, the clouds, and how to spot them. So just a picture just showing images of what they look like and what they call them. Now it talks about the mixed skies. Often you see more than one of the clouds in the sky. They are formed different levels where the wind speed, the temperature, and the amount of water vapors varies. And it's just talking about the different mixed skies on this part of the book. Now it talks about the water cycles of the ocean, from the ocean to the lake, and different things of that nature. And then over here it has a Q&A on how much water in the earth atmosphere that comes from the ocean, about 90%. The rest comes from rivers and waters and other waterways, and the whales and the trees, other plants that release water through their leaves. Now we'll just go over some notes because it's talking about the rain. What makes the clouds bring the rain? The cloud has enough water droplets to clump together and drops larger and larger until it's heavy enough to fall as rain. If it's cloud level air, it could cloud enough to ice crystals form, eventually heavy enough to fall. The ice melts, also falls into rain, and otherwise it into snow. So Q&A over here, a Q&A is there a such thing as red rain? Yes. The winds. Now it's talking about the rainbows. And many folks a fairy tale that something's magical rainbows and suddenly shorten beauty and certainly takes your breath away. Since often it comes in bad weather changes to good, they lift your spirits as well. It talks about the rainbow. Did you know to see a rainbow you have to be standing with your back to the sun looking forward and the rain falling? No two people will see the same rainbow because even slightly changes precision and changes the angle of the lightning of the droplets affecting what you have seen. Now we'll talk a little about the seasonal rain. Seasonal winds that bring heavy rain is part of a normal weather pattern in parts of the world. So that is talking about the seasonal rain. Now it has a section in the book which we will just be going over the key points because I'm trying to wrap it up in part 2. This part right here. It has rain on demand. It depends on the rain that provides the water living things, plants, human, animals that need in order to survive. So this is just giving a little, I'm just giving a little information about the rain on demand. Rain as an environment. Since the rain is an important living thing, it's not surprising that the rainforest average more than 100 inches in rain and water a year. All homes are different kinds of life, that is environment. So just giving a little information on rain environment. Did you know you might see dew and frost without fog, but you will never see fog without dew or frost? Now we get to the section about floods. Floods, anytime there are heavy rains, people are low lying areas, especially near the water, it starts watching and rising the water. A flood can happen quickly and last for a few hours and develop a slow lasting week. Either way, floods are to blame. Property damage worldwide with water related disasters. And this part of the book is just talking about the floods. Another part is about the flash floods. And then now we're at a part where it talks about the droughts. And the drought period is a dry period during which the area is less rainfall, and usually drought areas and natural planting animal life suffers in dryness and will die off. Droughts continue for a long time. So now it's just talking about the droughts. What is a dust storm? During a long-term drought, topsoil crumbles into powder, a powdery dust. Dry winds may cause dust storms, which sweeps the soil higher than 10,000 feet into the air and carry it several thousand miles away. And it's just talking about the drought and the dust. So now it talks about the snow. And I'm just going to give a little information about the snow because we're just giving key points. So when the temperature is inside the clouds and it's below 32, the tiny ice crystals form in crystal clumps and freezing together, making snowflakes. And the flakes keep growing until it's heavy enough to fall in the air, and it falls through the clouds and reach the ground as snow. And then it has a beautiful picture of a snowflake. Snow. Okay, here's a question: are snowflakes always six-sided? Often, often, but not always. Snowflakes may also be in triangle, frozen into shapes in columnitas. So it's not often. It's not just five ways it can go. It can go other ways. It's saying in the Q&A. Now we're talking about the hail, ice, and the sleet. Snow is not the only cold suffer falls in the clouds. Hailstone, frozen balls produce inside. So I'm just giving a little information about that. The sleet and the rain freezes and falls, and the coast and everything that shimmer layers in the ice that can be beautiful, but the ice storms are deadly to trees and dangerous to anyone near. Branches and power lines that collapse under the ice weights. So that is just talking about, I'm giving a little information, little key points about the hail, ice, and the sleet. Now it has a section just talking about where we fit in, what we do, and how we live affects the earth atmosphere. The changes of the earth atmospheres affect the weather, solar energy, greenhouse gas, atmosphere, the solar energy traps and heat. So just giving a little key points on that. Now we're talking about the tools of the trade. What will tomorrow weather be like? For centuries, people look to rely on the questions and observing the natural signs of developing high-tech satellites that we can find many ways reliable than others. Did you know human hair and human meter detecting changes in humanity of the hair trends, um, contact curls, hair moisture rises, dry conditions hair and straightening. Did you know the first computer weather forecast was made in 1950? Before that, it would have been taken in a term more than 64,000 people to process enough data to make the same forecasts. So the satellite observed the weather changes in large scales. The satellite 1,000 miles above the equator tract of the North America. So right now, weather in you do not need a high-tech tools to observe and predict the weather, where it's simple tools and little practice that you may be able to forecast and match and beat the experts. So this is the end of the review of wonders of the weather. This is the second part, and this is the final. So I wanted to make sure that I finish it. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I thank you guys for watching this, where I put it into 2 parts. So I'm just glad and happy that you guys watched, if you stayed long enough to watch.